Hello everyone, I'm FMZ and welcome to episode 2 of Resurgence with Atalanta. Today we've got some results to round up for you. We've got 3 new signings to welcome to the club, as well as looking at a couple of departures as well. Don't forget, if you enjoy this content, please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, leave me a comment if you've got anything to say. Also, don't forget my member of the FM Creators community and the Passion for FM team. The link to the Discord servers is in the description. Let's get to the new signing, shall we? So the infamous transfer blocker is back. We will look at the departures first, and there's been quite a few from the club. So I mentioned in the very first episode of Atalanta that Jose Luis Palmeno was off, and he has gone to Al An for a fee rising to £4.8 million. Remo Fuller has gone to Milan for £20 million. Luis Morel has gone to Genoa for a fee rising to 5.75. And then the last big one is the top one. Cody Gakpo has gone to Sassuolo for £5 million. So that's the outgoings. £49 million worth of outgoings through the summer. £82 million have been bought in. Let's take a look at the 3 to add to the ones that we've already done. And the only one that's been bought in permanently is Manu Morales. He has come in from Villarreal for a fee of £10 million. Another midfield player, but a very much different kind of midfield player. Agility is his key attribute, along with tackling. We need someone who can tackle in midfield, obviously. Potential to be a 3.5-star player. Didn't set the world alight at Villarreal, but I'm hoping with us he will do so. Then the first of the loan additions, and we have an addition at right back, and that is Felix Slack. He has joined us from Borussia Dortmund on loan until the end of the season. Just cover at right back, really, and potentially he has the opportunity to step in front of the ones that are available at right back to us already, with surplus to requirements with Dortmund, so it was really a no-brainer to bring him in. And lastly, a bit of cover at centre-half. Loic Mbemso has come in from Paris Saint-Germain, a young French defender, as I mentioned, cover at centre-half, but he has the capability to take his place in the first team should it be required, and hopefully he will do the job. And the Europa League draw has been made as well. We have been drawn with Borussia Mönchengladbach, Fenerbahce and Sion. And they reckon that Mönchengladbach will be our main challengers for progression through to the knockout stages of the Europa League. Now on to the results, and we followed the match with Juventus with a 2-2 draw away at Spal. Let's take a look at the goals. So Krios puts Spal in front on 30 minutes. A well-worked free kick coming up towards the back post, flicked down, shot towards goal. Socrates put the ball into the net. Then a quick fire double from us. Doan with the first goal to equalise on 42 minutes from the penalty spot. And we were in front just after. Doan with the free kick, holding with the header. An almighty scramble before it eventually ends up in the net. Spal, to be fair to them, did have a goal ruled out after that. And then they equalised on 75 minutes. Johnny picks the ball up on the left. He will initially have a shot. Saved by the goalkeeper, but tapped in by Areo, as Spal equalised for 2-2. We then had a nice win at home to Parma. Let's take a look at the goals. Doan doing the business once more from the penalty spot for 1-0. And then a great moment for Solelo. He scored the second goal. Winks with the ball on the right-hand side, playing it to me. Takes a touch out of his feet, fires it into the net as we beat Parma by 2-0. We then followed that up with a 3-1 win away at Udinese. Let's take a look at the goals. Rob Holding with the opener on 32 minutes. Bergwijn with the corner in. Holding heading in for 1-0. Doan made it 2-0 from the penalty spot once more. Seems to be very deadly at that. Does old Doan? And Boré made it 3-0 on 79 minutes. Schmidt with the ball towards Miranda on the left-hand side. There is Boré in the middle, heading in beyond the goalkeeper for his first goal for Atalanta. And then a block on the copybook on 90 minutes. Romagainen putting in for Udinese's reply as it finished 3-1. We then had a disappointing home defeat to Calgary, and it wasn't for the want of trying. We had plenty of chances in the game, but Burma's goal was enough for Calgary. Let's take a look at the goal. And it was gutting. It came from a corner once more. Podence with the ball into the middle. Bit of a header down, bit of a scramble before Burma put it into the net to give Calgary the only goal of the game. Then we opened up our Europa League campaign at home to Sion, and as you can see, it finished 2 each. Let's take a look at the goals. Bit of a shock to the system, the first 2 goals, because Sion went in front through Resurgence. He scored through a nice little tap-in. I've probably butchered his name, but never mind. They doubled their lead with an own goal on 20 minutes. Manu with the corner kick in, and he hits Miranda on the line and goes into the net. But we were back in the game on 40 minutes. Winks looking for Patrick down the right-hand side. He will send the ball into the middle, where Valovic headed in for 2-1, and we were level just after half-time. Patrick down the right-hand side once more. A little bit of a mazy run from him before swinging it into the middle. Valovic beats the goalkeeper to the ball as it finished 2-2 in a disappointing opener to the Europa League, but hopefully there's better to come. We followed that up with a disappointing 1-1 draw away at Empoli. Given the chances we had in the game, we probably should have beaten them, but let's take a look at the goals. Mikin opened the scoring for Empoli on 25 minutes. Calgary with the ball in the middle before swinging it towards Mitin. A nice touch in for a lovely goal for Empoli. But we equalised on 50 minutes. Paslak with the ball in, headed towards goal, and then a bit of glitching going on, but Litany profited from it as we left Empoli with a point. And then last time out, we had a superb result in Turkey as we beat Fenerbahce by 2-0. Let's take a look at Doan's double. Being very useful from the penalty spot so far as Doan, as he fired that one in. That's probably the best one I've seen so far. And he made it 2-0 on 93 minutes. Traore with the ball into the middle, headed out towards the edge of the box. Winks heads it on. Schmidt taps it on. Doan with a lovely finish as we left Turkey with all 3 points. So we'll start with the Europa League group, and we are top of Group H with 4 points from the 2 games so far. Point ahead of Fenerbahce, 2 ahead of Sion, and 3 ahead of Mönchengladbach. In Serie A, we are 2 points away from the top of the table. Napoli lead the way, but Lecce are in behind. Bologna are in 3rd. It's been a very crazy start to the season. You know, we stuffed Juventus 4-0. Genoa did exactly the same thing to them a couple of weeks ago, and that has very much put the cat amongst the pigeons. So we're currently in 4th place on 17 points. We've got Lazio and Milan just behind us on 16. Juventus just outside on 15. Then Roma and Fiorentina and Inter Milan and Udinese all on 13. Lots of teams on 13. Down at the bottom, Brescia do have some points on the board now, but still no win for them. Calgary are 2nd from bottom, but then they are joint 2nd from bottom with Spal and Empoli. But by virtue of goals scored, it would seem they are 2nd bottom. Torino and Parma are just above them. Genoa are on 7, with that win over Juventus proving very significant for them. So a bit of a mixed bag, that one. Couple of disappointing results against sides lower down in the table, but we did get off to a very good start in the Europa League. 4 points from 2 games is probably about right what I expected, although I expected it to be the other way around. Frankly, I thought we'd beat Sion and we'd draw with Fenerbahce, but those are the breaks you get in Europe. Very good win away in Turkey. It's a difficult place to go. We will drop back in for a live comm next time around as we welcome Roma to the Gizwiz Stadium, and hopefully we can pick up another scalp over one of the big boys in Serie A. Don't forget, if you've enjoyed this content, please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, leave me a comment if you've got anything to say. Also, don't forget, I'm a member of the FM Creators community and the Passion for FM team. The link to the Discord service is in the description. I will see you next time. Thank you very much for watching. Cheerio.